Yeah. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now.
So, yeah, welcome back. Second part of this video, RezLife. We got you guys some questions. We want to ask you questions. So I don't know if you guys are prepared for this.
Probably not, but
yeah. But I want to say thank you for letting us do you guys' first video collab with I guess us. And giving us the opportunity to meet you guys and enjoy this day with you guys. And I don't know, it's kind of because we're from different places, Colorado, New Mexico, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We also appreciate the invitation you guys extended to do the interview too. And we've been asked before, but we didn't, and not because of the individual that asked us. It was only because we did not do our get to know us video yet. So that's why now that that's out, the next one that asked, we were available. And actually, I did let the guy know that asked us before that we were available for it now, but he was over it. So now,
but yeah.
Now on to the interview.
no.
Okay, so the first question we have is, what movie title best describes your marriage?
I wouldn't know. We don't watch movies.
TV show.
Song title.
Yeah, like a song.
Something. You know a lot of songs.
What movie would best sum up? Well, movie title would be a marriage. That's a hard one. I wouldn't even know. Like, you should have asked me. Let's see.
I'm trying to think of something of one that stays together because all these films they have.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I only watch war movies, and that's definitely not the kind of marriage we have. So I wouldn't know. Let's see. I'm gonna have to get back to that one. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. What's what?
The Nicholas Sparks movie.
The Notebook. The Notebook.
Notebook.
Nice.
That one, they grow old together.
Right, I love that movie.
They go to like.
And the guy remembers everything and has to remind the woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds like it.
Oh, that is a good movie.
That's my favorite.
All right, next question.
I like that.
What is your spouse most
Irritating habit.
irritating habits?
My spouse, Pamela, the habit that she has that irritates me the most is she always thinks less of herself than what the world thinks of her and what her worth really is. And that irritates me a lot, only because no matter how many times I tell her, for different reasons, whether it's cooking, doing her hair, being a good mother, being an awesome wife, just being a good person in general, she always just downplays it as like, no, that's just Pam. But in reality, when you look at that compared to a lot of other people in the world today, she's a really excellent person, and she always just puts it off as, no, I'm just cooking. Like, that's always what she says. But it's kind of hard to get it to her. Like, no, you're worth more than that. You don't think yourself worth that much. So
Since we met Pam, like when we see Pam on the videos, guys just say yeah. But since spending the time with Pam, oh my God, she's such a joy to be around, and
I'm still getting used.
Pam's definitely not used to the camera. Yeah, Pam's not used to any of that. She took drama class, but she took the part of the drama class and excelled at the part that's like behind the scenes, so like lighting and makeup and costume. So it's the public speaking and the being on camera that she's not used to still to this day. That's why a lot of times you'll hear me talking, because that's what I do. And she'll usually agree or be the support role, because that's what she does all the time. So that explains why she's not so like talkative on the cameras.
Yeah, but if you guys ever see Pam in public, oh my god, you guys gotta say hi. And she's so talkable. Yeah.
Awesome.
And what about you, Pam?
How am I supposed to top that?
You don't have to top it. Just tell them what I do to irritate you. Do I eat loud? Do I snore loud? Do I look at you all weird when you hit potholes? Oh, yeah, that's when I'm driving their truck.
I really don't
She just doesn't want to say
I
it.
don't want to even say. I don't like irritating.
Well, say it's not irritating. What bugs you? Let me guess. My baby. Just kidding. He's cool. Jackson's cool.
I don't know really. His time management, because he's always trying to make himself run around. He stacks like jobs on top of each other, trying to help people, and then I'm trying to be like, babe, calm down. Like that was just like today. He was going crazy running around.
That was a lot of running around
That's an
today.
easy
for-
one.
Well,
Right,
She's-
since we met you guys, it sounds like, since you've been explaining everything you guys go through, it sounds like he's like back to back to back to back to
Yes,
back.
that's
I
why
mean,
I try to
Yeah,
take
that's-
care of it, but he talks to people and he'll go
Well, I
into a
try
store
to-
and come out with 2 jobs and I'm like, okay.
I try really hard to let people know that Pam's the manager, and not to just put her off like, oh, she's the manager. Like, she actually does a lot more than I do. I'm the tool. Like, she is the one that will set up the day or set up the jobs or set up the help for people, and I just show up and do the work. That's what I do. So if I'm in charge of that, like she said, I'll stack 3 or 4 or 5 jobs in a day and then be trying to run back and forth. So I think, and she's been helping me a lot with my time management. But
I try to help
I
with
can tell.
everything.
But
Try to
it's
feed you in between there. Tell you it's break time.
all that stuff I don't know. Still, I've
He's
been doing this
cramping
for
up
40
and I'm
years.
like, you
and-
need to have water.
I drink this.
Fill up his monster can with water.
Dang, that's a good idea. I'm gonna start doing that now. His Red Bull kids.
I'm gonna be like the grandma's, water it down.
Oh, man.
My grandma used to water it down.
Let me take the camera quick.
Next question. What is a phrase that you both say? Do you guys have something you're supposed to say?
Well, before even the channel, we would always like say hashtag RezLife.
Mm-hmm.
And that's if we're dealing with anything, like in order to not get mad, like
And
we get
another
stuck in the
one I
mud
would
and
say
a little
is
bit.
best team.
And it was, well, I was going to get to that one too,
Yeah.
but definitely like we would always just, whenever we get done dealing with like anything that would be deemed RezLife, like mud or crops or going to the windmill and getting the water, watering the plants, when we're done with it, usually we're like, oh yeah, you know, like hashtag RezLife. And at the same time, we'd always say best team, because me and her do everything together. So when we're doing like house repairs, automotive repairs, like even to like painting jobs, drywall jobs, LS swaps, she's helping me. And not like she's standing there monitoring, she's like holding a wrench too and breaking her nails and getting her hands dirty. So usually every time we're done with something, we would always just be like hashtag best team. And that's what we'll put on all our posts too when we're done with stuff.
Nice.
So, and hashtag RezLife just turned into the channel.
Yeah.
So this is what we do.
RezLife is like the best, I guess, word to subscribe.
To sum up the channel, yeah. We were trying to figure it out for a bit, and we were thinking about it for a few years now. When we put up the dancing video of our first waltz when we were practicing, it was like 4 years ago. That's when I started telling her I want to do a channel and I want to call it RezLife, because everybody's got these channels. I would watch YouTube and I would watch like B is for Build and Matt's Off-Road Recovery and like the Goon Squad guys, and I would see all these guys with all these air tools and electronic tools and like lifts on a concrete garage, air conditioned, heated, and I'm thinking like I'm doing the same work and I'm doing it with hand tools on a dirt floor garage with no garage door. So I thought, yeah, that's just part of it. Like everything that we do, instead of turning the hose on and going to water the plants like some of these gardeners that we watch and look for tips on, we actually have to like take that big old flatbed out there, like across the intersection, go to the windmill, fill it up, bring it back, build a setup and water it for an hour, and then we're good. So that's like it really does sum up RezLife as a channel.
Yeah, it's good to see that part, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people got used to just like turning on the hose, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I want to show the younger generation that everybody that says, "Oh, back in my day it was like this," like it's still like that. Like the younger generation, don't be afraid to go and help your grandma. Don't be afraid to go check on your grandpas. Don't be afraid to help your uncles and your aunts. And like life still really is like this. Like
Don't be afraid to be Rez.
Yeah, don't be afraid. And that's why we try to add that as a term of endearment, because people that are not from the Rez will try to use it derogatory, like, "Oh, you're from the Rez," or "Oh, you're a Rezi." But people from the Rez use it as like terms of endearment, because if you're from the Rez, like you're tough. You got a lot of things to deal with that the normal population doesn't have to deal with. So on top of being normal American citizens, you got to go home and deal with other things like tribal government or muddy roads or livestock. RezLife stuff.
Yeah.
Very true.
All right, next question. If your spouse were a cartoon character, what would he or she be?
Brent, what is that little cartoon? Is he a,
Mike Wazowski?
no, is he a cat? Or what is he?
Oh, Pepe
The
Le
one that's
Pew?
always following around the cat.
Yeah, Pepe Le Pew.
Yep.
I didn't hear that.
The skunk is
can
my
see
spirit
that.
animal. We've all known that.
I just like how he's always running around after the cat. And he's like head over heels for her.
Right.
And
She's like pushing away, he's like staying there with the
Right.
So, normally, before she answered that, I would have said that she's the cat. Because honestly, that's all I'm doing. Like, throughout my day, throughout my life, I'm not going out and I'm helping people. But in reality, like, I'm helping people so I can, like, one, help the world, but also be compensated to come home and live life with my family. So, in reality, throughout my whole day, every time I'm doing anything or interacting with people, I'm really just chasing her around and trying to make her happy. So that's the heart's coming off of the skunk when he's running around after the cat. She's definitely the cat.
Aw.
Where she goes, I go. And in our relationship, it's always like that. Like, I'll make the suggestions because I got to do work, but a lot of times, like, I want her and the boys to be comfortable. So everybody that knows us knows, like, she makes the rules, I just enforce them. And that goes with our kids or the public. So.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, next one. Who finds it most difficult to keep a secret?
I talk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I talk. If anybody knows me, I talk a lot. But I don't know. Secrets? I don't know if, like, what do you mean, like, a secret?
Say if like it
I
was
got
like
a classification, like, when I was in the
well,
Navy.
we already
to, like,
know
keep
it
secrets,
was
but,
you
like,
because you bought her the
Oh,
anniversary
yeah, the
gift.
anniversary.
Oh yeah, no, like, oh
Yeah.
yeah. You mean secrets like that? Yeah, definitely. It's harder for me to buy her something and sit on it,
Oh.
or to like.
yeah.
Only one time that worked. One time I saved up for like months because I thought we're gonna go on an anniversary trip, and
That was really nice.
I actually like did all the research because I'm never like that guy. Like I never was ever. And I did all the research and I was thinking like, where's the best vegetarian restaurant on the West Coast? And I'm thinking we want to go to California. She wants to go to California. I don't like California. And not because California's a bad place. It's just it was too many laws for me during the time when I was in the Navy. So now it might be different, but I'm still thinking of it before. So she wanted to go to California, and I was thinking, yeah, we'll go check out a vegetarian
The
restaurant.
closest we've
So
been that way is Vegas.
yeah. So when I looked it up, the top 10 restaurants on a few different lists, there was like maybe 5 to 6 on each one were in Las Vegas. So I just looked at the best one in Las Vegas, and I actually found 3 of them. I wanted one for dinner, and then one for breakfast, and then one for lunch, and then we could take off, and that's what we'd set up. So we showed up. It was right after COVID, and the first one, the Allegro, was an Italian restaurant that was really awesome, and it was one of those places you had to like have reservations, and you couldn't just like be in a t-shirt and jeans. So it was kind of cool. We ate there that night, and the next morning we went to go eat breakfast at the joint in Caesars, or no, in the Bellagio. There was a vegetarian restaurant there too for breakfast, but it was closed due to COVID. Lunch was the same way. It was another Japanese restaurant for lunch that was closed because of COVID. So we ended up just hitting the strip and eating at a bunch of different places. Like that's what we do when we go places. We don't. When we leave places, we try. Other than going to Louisiana and eating Buffalo Wild Wings, we usually try to go eat at places that we don't have here. Because we always like, should I go to Burger King. Like, nah, I got a Burger King in Gallup. Like, let's go
Exactly.
somewhere.
Are you guys
Let's
more
go
of like
get a
the
pizza from New York.
the like country styled home restaurants places or?
Everything.
I can't even say like I'm this or I'm that because when I said that, I missed out on so much food. So now I just try everything, and I even though like in my mind I'm like I'm not gonna like this, it has onions, or I'm not gonna like this because it has this, and I'll eat it, and I'm like, whoa,
Saw
this
that
is
video.
good. Oh yeah, the coconut, like
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know I like coconut. It's gotta be toasted, of course. Same with the onions, but when I was in the Navy, like I was so like. I don't know. When I joined the Navy, I was just a kid from here that grew up on what my mom cooked, and then I got to the military, and when I left, 9/11 happened right after I got out of basic training, so I was in A school, and I was like, when I got to the fleet, I was hardcore, like, patriotic, and I'm American, and I want to go home, and we were out doing war stuff, so I was always like, I want McDonald's, because it reminds me of home, and I want Hard Rock Cafe, because it reminds me of home, and I want a specific drink because it reminds me of home. So I would just keep doing that. Sorry, my kids are in here. So I would be only patronizing the same businesses throughout, and then I get back here and she's cooking like the egg rolls, and I'm thinking like, man, these egg rolls were fresh. I watched you make them, and she's like, oh, bro, like imagine.
Like we've been together for 15 years.
Do you get mad at him when you're like, why didn't you try this when you were out there?
I always say that to him.
So yeah, I've been to like a lot of places where the food would have been crazy, and then I never tried these foods until I came back, and she started
Like
cooking them for me like really recently.
Yeah, we've been together for 15 years, but he always wanted it like a certain way. It's how his mom would cook it, you know. And then one time he was like,
How's this supposed to be made?
Can you make me some like real tacos? And I was like, yeah.
She's like, can you handle it? And I was
like, are you sure?
yeah. So they went from the Taco Bell taco with the tortilla, the meat, the
Just
lettuce,
like
cheese,
American
tomato,
taco.
like American taco. It went from that to like now I have the shrimp tacos with the cream corn, the refried beans.
So your mom buy the
habanero
shells at
salsa.
the store?
Yeah.
The ones you put in the oven?
Yep.
Yeah, that was my
That was
mom.
him.
Yeah.
I was like, he was like, let's get tacos. I'm like, okay. Then he pulls up. I'm like, no, I thought you were talking about carne asada.
Yeah, so now she makes all the food like that, and that's a lot of
from
times.
that, it's been what? How many years has it been now?
I'm gonna say like 3.
Like 3 or 4 years now. I've been really cooking.
And it had to do a lot with trying different foods. Like I was before, I would just be really set on like I'm not gonna eat that. Like I'm not gonna. Why would I eat that? Like, and I would always think somehow like, what if it's bad for me? You know, like I'm allergic to that, whatever. And I would always just say that. But when it came down to like, she started eating vegetarian foods, and she would always stick with like one line of vegetarian food that she was comfortable with. So it would be the normal like baked potato stuff, salad stuff. And I'm telling her like, why don't you try different stuff? And I knew she was afraid to taste it, so we would order like wild stuff, and then I would taste it, and then I'm thinking like, man, like, how does this taste better than my regular burger? Like, what is going on in this? And I'm eating like some black bean burger with like green chili and guacamole, and I'm thinking like, man, this is bomb compared to the cheeseburger that I've got. So after that, I thought like, well, I'm pretty sure she's not going to give me anything that's going to make me sick. So if she says, try this, I'm going to try it. So then I was like, just make this. However this is supposed to go, just make it. Like, don't make it the way I told you to make it. Don't make it the way you've been making it. Like, make it how it's supposed to be made. And the Italian food got better. The Chinese food got better. Like, everything. And I've been to Italy and I ate McDonald's. I've been to Spain, ate McDonald's. Like, Jebel Ali, Dubai, like, Australia, Hawaii, ate McDonald's everywhere.
I mean, damn, you missed out.
Well, when one of our boys joins the military, we're going to be flying everywhere.
Right, her brother used to go to Dubai all the time, and he tells us about the food out that way. And
traveled a lot.
oh my God, the bread and all the pictures we see, and the stews and the meat. Oh my God, that stuff looks so good.
That is.
Man.
Really
Yeah, I missed out.
You missed out.
Right. Yep.
All right, next question. Is it me? Still?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Who tends to be more romantic?
I would say Pam, of course. I didn't have a romantic soul in my body until very recently, and it was like one of those things that we'll get into in story time, like after a while. But yeah, there was a time in my life when everything changed from being a very rude, cold, numb person, like from combat, like a combat
I'd be
vet.
like, did you see that heart I made for you? And he's like, where? And I was like, the food. I made it into a heart for you. And he's like, oh. It's like, I took a picture of it. Look. And he's like, oh, yeah.
That's
okay,
cool.
that's
I'm usually like, "Wow, cool." So Pam's definitely more romantic. I just recently started, but it was like I had a really,
He's getting
really
way
crazy
better.
observation. Like it was something had happened to where I had realized how I was treating my family and my wife and my kids, and I kind of had this realization that like I don't like people that are like that, and I would definitely beat the crap out of the dudes that treated my wife like that. So it kind of clicked like I shouldn't be treating my wife like that, and it's not even like bad things. Like I didn't like throw her around or leave her in the parking lots or whatever. It was just I didn't love her. I didn't like pay attention to her. I didn't do anything. So now I do everything I can to like
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know,
really
not really
good
show her
now.
that I love her. I do everything I can to make
opens
sure
my
she's comfortable.
doors,
And that's-
he's always carrying my bag for me. He
And
carries
that's
my
not, like,
drinks,
Trying to be like, oh, I'm a cool guy. Like that's really like I'm doing everything I can to make her comfortable. The same as I tell our boys, like she's already doing so much for us as far as like one, having the children, two, raising them, and then three, sticking around through all the years of like bad relationship stuff that I was putting her through, that now I do everything I can to make sure she's comfortable from when she gets up to when she goes to bed. So if she wants to drive, I'll let her drive. If she wants me to drive, I'll drive. If she doesn't want to cook, like I would try to cook, but our boys won't eat it. Like they don't think I know how to cook. So
Whoa.
I'll like
That's funny.
take them out or I'll
And he
bring food
doesn't
back.
cook. It's not because he doesn't cook bad. They just want my cooking.
They just want
like it's not.
They want flavor, huh?
Well, I cook like when I was growing up. Like I would cook breakfast and stuff for my brothers. Like what Draven does now. I would always cook breakfast for my brothers before I go to school. When I came back from the military, I would cook at my mom's house like dinner for my whole family there. Like I would cook a lot of stuff. And then when she started living with us, my mom like didn't really like Pam at all. Like for a long time, there's like a whole long story that goes with that, but. My parents weren't really that cool with her, so she was never really in the kitchen or she wasn't really in the living room.
I didn't really do
We never really
anything.
did anything, so we
I
always
never
just
really
weren't home.
wandered around in the house. I always just stayed up in the room.
Yeah.
I would always say it was.
And this
me
happened
my
for years,
kitchen.
for like 2 or 3 years until we finally moved out when we moved to Gamerco. And that's when, by then, like, she was already in mom mode because we had Michael and something clicked in her and it just happened. And by then she was the one cooking and I never had to, like, cook because every night that I've been with Pam, like since then, she's taking care of dinner and taking care of the family, and I'm part of the family, so I don't really need to cook. So now our boys never seen me cook in all the years they've been here. So if I were to cook something, they would be like, can I have some cereal? You know, can you just make me some ramen? Or they say like, when's mom gonna cook? And I'm like,
Mom,
taking
it's
a
dinner
break."
time. This is dinner.
And it's even worse because we'll be in town and we'll like buy McDonald's, or they'll be like, I want some KFC, or I want chicken sandwiches. We'll buy that and we'll come back in the evening and they'll be like, so mom, when are you cooking dinner? And we're like, bro, you guys just ate in town. Like, oh, but mom hasn't cooked yet. What the heck? No.
It's like the end of the day has to be mom's
It has
cooking.
to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all in all, like, I would say Pam is the more romantic one. And I have to like act like I have to do the act of being romantic. I have to like I don't have to, but in doing it, in being romantic, I have to like
Buddy.
open the door and I have to like support her throughout the day and help her with everything and show her that I love her. With her, it happens so easy that what she does, just loving life and loving her kids and loving her spouse, she's romantic in that sense already so much that she doesn't even have to really try to be romantic. Like, I'm the bull in the china shop. It took me a lot of refining to like show her the right way. Normally I'd be like, yeah, love you, like I'm buying stuff or I'm paying for stuff or I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it was like that's not. It took a long time to realize like that's not like loving somebody, you know. Like, I don't know. It took a long time. I've had a lot of learning. That could be like a lot of videos worth of like what I could talk about with that. Yeah.
Alright, next question. What are do you each of you prefer, breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
I prefer dinner. I don't like breakfast at all.
Yes.
All of them.
That's my answer. Do you want breakfast, lunch, or dinner? Yes. I will take all of them. Yeah, I like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I recently found out that I like over easy eggs. on my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I'll take that
Right,
on
you guys-
everything.
You guys ever have enchiladas over
That's
Easy
the only way I eat them.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take all of them. I don't really have a preference. Like if I'm eating, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like the first time I moved back from Virginia, we had somewhere in Albuquerque, and we had enchiladas, and they said, "You want an over easy egg on it?" And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." And oh my
Yeah.
god, that was so good.
I would say that's New Mexican, but I think that's just Mexican food. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't
But
know, but yeah.
When you're here in New
It's New
Mexico,
Mexican.
yeah, when you're here in New Mexico, you're usually gonna be offered an over easy egg on your red chili enchiladas. But I eat that like on the chicken sandwiches too, with the ciabatta and the guacamole. Those are good. And of course on my breakfast sandwiches, I love the over easy egg. And before I never would have tried it. I just told her, I don't know, make that sandwich from Spanglish. And she made it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's bad!" And ever since then, I'm like, "Yeah, I want this sandwich now." And the over easy egg just kind of went on everything.
Yeah, right. I like over easy egg. Simone's not a yolk person.
No.
No.
Sorry. My mom and her baby.
Oh.
So Simone will ask the next question.
Hold on. We might have to end it because my mom called in. She wants us to come pick up some stuff for her from the store, so.
Okay.
But, hold on. I don't know if you want me to run more, but I gotta.
We
I'm
can do
gonna
that.
pick the best one out of these three.
There's two more.
All right, there's two more.
After you're done, I gotta call her back.
All right, the best one out of these two, I'm gonna say, what is your? Cause we heard RezLife. Brandon likes to take pictures, so we're gonna say, what's your favorite photo of your spouse?
Oh man, he has like thousands.
Right?
Of pictures. They're
Well-
really hard to pick one.
Let me see. My favorite photo of my spouse?
You can.
I don't have a favorite photo. Like, let me show you guys something real quick.
We could show our screens, our homes.
So, this right here would start where my favorite photo of my spouse is. So, in here it says I have in this folder 2,332 pictures of just Pam and 125 videos. And this is everything from when we first got together to now. So this is probably, actually I would have said the first, like there's pictures in there from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Though.
There's
So
pictures.
I've got pictures of the, like I've got so many pictures on
He
here.
has like my first selfie I ever took.
So I've got a lot, and I do a lot of photography pictures. So if you go into the folder on here that I have, like it's called 684 photo, and 684 is a number that we use for my brand and my business stuff. So when you go into the photo, I'll have pictures of Pam in here that are pretty cool too, and they're mostly just like the black and gray stuff or pictures of me and Pam, and there's some color Photoshop stuff. So they'll do photos like this with edits where I'll do like color splash, I guess. So this one's just blue, so the sky, the reflection of the glasses.
Oh yeah.
So I do a lot of different things, and I never even knew like I would try to take pictures with my phone and think they were really awesome. And she's the one that was like, "Why don't you watch a YouTube video on how to use your phone?"
Yeah.
So on this Samsung Note, I ended up watching a YouTube video of how to utilize my Pro mode on my camera on here, and now it's so fast that when I see something I need to take a picture of, if I can't just take a regular picture and adjust, then I'll have to like go through my Pro mode and adjust the speed for the film, and adjust the shutter speed, and adjust everything, lighting, and then I'll take a picture. I'll usually take like 6 or 7 or 10 or 15, and I'll go through and
Pick
pick
the
the
best
one that I like. Yeah, so I do take a lot of pictures, and I have like, I don't know, honestly I probably have like 3,000 pictures of Pam, and I probably
Just
have
me.
like 2,000 that I could show everybody. And
How about Pam? You got his first selfie?
I don't take
He
selfies.
doesn't take selfies, but I have a lot of his pictures.
I'm not confident enough in what I look like, because like when I look at Pam, she looks very different, like not in a bad way, like very non-traditional Navajo looking. So when I see her, especially in her 50 style or the different way she does her hair, I think, man, that chick's smoking. But when you look at me, it's not a bad thing, but It's like when there's a bank robbery in Gallup and they put out a description, they're always going to say it's a 6-foot Native American male, blue jeans, black hoodie, black hat,
Black hair.
and that's and he has tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's like probably every other Native American male in the Gallup area. So I don't know. I don't take selfies. I don't know. I don't have a reason to.
That's funny, but yeah.
And then before I even go on to that, I have pictures of the kids too. I've got like 2,084 pictures of our boys, so it's not just Pam that I take pictures of.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have like pictures of that I save for RezLife and videos for things that I'm doing around here for filler stuff. And then I have a folder in here with Navy pictures of all the pictures from when I was in time of my service. So when I did Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom, I've got 116 pictures from when I was on the ship.
You gotta drop a video of that, like Veterans Day.
I want to, yeah. And then I've got a bunch of other pictures. And
He has
then
like a folder of just my nails.
I was gonna say before I get to that, there's you know how I have like pictures of like I have a camera folder with like a few thousand pictures of all our everyday stuff. I've got a picture with a folder with just the kids, which has got 2,080 something pictures. Then I've got the one with hers that's got a few thousand. There's also a folder right here that has 1,285 pictures of me and her together doing whatever, like when we're out visiting places. A lot of them are from Louisiana, the Mount Taylor trip. There's like our dancing videos. There's church pictures. When we were down in Lupton, down in Phoenix, our Halloween videos. Like, there's a whole nother folder of that. And then I have a folder of Pam's nails. There's 114 different sets in here.
Damn.
Like all these different colors and different sets that she's done. So there's a lot of pictures too of Pam's nails that she's done. So I have a lot of pictures. It's hard. It would be almost impossible for me to say like I have a favorite picture of my wife or my children or us as a family.
I like
So
our
got a
wedding
lot.
picture. That
Oh,
one's
yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, that one's nice.
I like our wedding picture. The picture of just you, yeah, that's a very mesmerizing picture. Well, I like the one of us too. That's cool because it actually shows the unity and the family. But a lot of times we get caught up in the ones because the pictures that we took down there was 2 sets of pictures. There was the photographer that was there during the wedding as we were doing the wedding. We've got some of those pictures. Those are really cool. And then right after that, before we could do anything and go anywhere and do receptions or whatever, we went into another studio and we had a whole set of professional photos taken. That one cost quite a bit, but thanks to her dad, we got the whole set done. And there was like some really quality pictures. And it was the first time ever, like that's when I learned how to like not be scared of like how to do stuff. So before I would try to take pictures of Pam and I would take like 5 or 6 different ones when she's doing something and I would try to pick the best one. But now after watching that photographer, when she was in there and she was telling Pam like, all right, turn your shoulder this way, drop it down a little bit, turn your head to the left, like tilt your head back, like all the things that she was telling her to do set up a really nice picture. So then I started like, oh yeah, well, hey, walk this way a bit, like, tilt your head back. So if I take photos, a lot of times it's like that now. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We had some pretty nice wedding pictures. And I want to put that out too, but we've got a lot. There's probably
There is a lot.
100 or 100 and a half pictures of our wedding that we have not showed the world yet.
Right, they got a lot. They still haven't released.
Yeah.
But I want to say thank you guys for having us here, and I want to say thank you to your boys. You guys got good boys that came up, introduced themselves. Their dad didn't even say hi. You know what I mean?
Shake hands.
Yeah.
I said shake hands.
But yeah,
James and Ernie. That's funny. Everybody knows James and Ernie.
well-mannered boys. You guys got a good family, and I love watching
Thank
you guys' channel, and you guys keep it up. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to do this today. And Simone had to go out and deal with her, the baby and her mom. But I just want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you guys out there for watching this, and go and subscribe to RezLife's channel and hit the like button and tell them you guys said what's up, and hopefully we'll continue doing this.
Yeah, we want to make this a thing where we keep doing trying different taste tests and stuff. So
Yeah.
maybe next time we'll do Mediterranean food or some Japanese snacks or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
if they don't mind, we'll get the boys involved if they want to be
Yeah,
involved.
it was kind of hard. They wanted to try this one, but we didn't. Like, it was energy drinks, so we don't want our boys just running through the yard all crazy.
No energy
So the
drinks.
next time, we'll definitely get them involved too.
Yeah,
We'll make them try some crazy stuff.
right.
Okra and some calamari.
You don't have to try very hard for Michael. He doesn't even like ketchup.
Oh, yeah. Well, we want to say thank you
Yeah.
too. Thanks a lot for
Appreciate
coming
it.
over.
Thanks for coming over.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you all for the
Yeah.
support. Thanks for the continued support that you're showing all the native
Thanks
YouTubers.
for watching, guys.
Thanks a
Yeah.
lot.
Till next time, you guys have a good one.
We'll see you guys
Later.
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 Peace.